Still haven't tried the Locklicious all-natural hair care product line? Well, let's hear what the Lock community has to say about it.
I love how it sprays and how it feels, you guys. Like, it feels so good. And it smells amazing, you guys.
The Lock and Twist moisturizer was really good for me. The hydration mist was phenomenal.
This is the bomb, baby. I was really impressed, kind of blown away, and I think that if you're struggling, definitely go check them out.
And check out the 5-star reviews on our website. So, what are you waiting for? Go to locklicious.com to start treating your crown like royalty.
Shalom, shalom, family. Let's get it in. Shalom, shalom. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. Shout out to everybody else that will be coming in the building a little later. You guys see the title? If you've been following some of my Instagram or some of my Facebook posts and even my YouTube community section, you see that I did my DNA test. Submitted my DNA test about I want to say 2 months ago. I think it might have even been a little shorter than that, to be honest. And I got back my results on Friday. And to no surprise of mine, much of what I got back I already knew. But there were definitely some things in my DNA that I was greatly surprised at. All right. Thumb up the video, family, and share the live, because this is definitely going to be a great live stream. I definitely say from this point forward that everybody who hasn't done a DNA test so far, make sure that you go out and you get a test done. You'd be surprised the benefits of actually going out and getting your DNA done, man. Just that confirmation of knowing those exact regions that your ancestry is at. You know, without your DNA, we just say West Africa, but where in West Africa? And then I got to tell you, the DNA test that I did showed me things even outside of West Africa that I was connected to that really blew my mind. So I would definitely tell everybody, if you haven't done a DNA test yet, make sure you get out and you go and do your DNA test ASAP. Shout out to my brother, Yahoo Rock Blackwell. I see you, my brother. Shout out to you. And Mazel Tov on that fight you got coming up soon as well. Well, once again, guys, if you're not doing your DNA tests, make sure you get them DNA tests early, because I'm going to share my screen and give you a couple of reasons why you should be interested in doing your DNA. Take a look at this. I'm going to make this screen a little bigger. All right. Is this screen nice and big for everybody to see? Let me know. I won't continue until you guys let me know it's nice and big. Is this big enough for you guys? By the way, somebody tell Mighty Hebrew that we're on. And if he wants the link for the live, tell him to come in the chat and I'll send him the live stream link. All right. So here we go. This is my DNA from Ancestry, Ancestry.com. I later did my DNA also with African Ancestry. And I want to show you what came up on my DNA when I did it through Ancestry.com. Here we go. All right. So there were 7 main regions that my DNA was found. And of course, there were some other isolated regions where my DNA was found, but there were 7 main regions. The first region that my DNA was found is Ghana, formerly known as the Gold Coast, otherwise known as the Ivory Coast. They found that I have 25% DNA matches with those who live in Ghana. I also had 25% of Nigeria in my DNA. Then I have 18% Cameroon and Togo and Western Bantu people. I have 16% Benin and Togo, excuse me. I have 18% Cameroon, Congo, and Western Bantu peoples. And I have 16% Benin and Togo. Then I had a total of 14% Mali. And I had 1% England and Northwestern Europe and 1% Scotland. So if you're doing the math, 25% Ghanaian, Ghana, 25% Nigeria, 18% Congo and Western Bantu, 16% Benin and Togo, 14% Mali. That's already 98%. 25 plus 25 plus 18 plus 16 plus 14. That's already 98%. So my DNA through through Ancestry.com showed that I had 98% West African descent. Hallelujah. I was definitely happy to confirm that. I mean, we already know we came from West Africa. In fact, a brother wrote on my page over the weekend, he said, I thought you said that you don't need a DNA test for them to tell you where you stole it from. Man, shut up. People ain't entitled to change their mind. Yes, I changed my mind. I decided to do the test. And I'm glad I did. So in changing my mind and deciding to do the test, I found out that I have 98% West African genes, right? And I was able to pinpoint those areas of high concentration. I have 2% European, but I have a total of 98% West African. So what I did now is what I recommend that everybody else do next. So if you did your ancestry, let me make this screen a little smaller now. So now here's what I want to say to y'all. If you did your ancestry through Ancestry.com, you're able to download your raw DNA sample free of charge. I believe it's a one-time thing. I don't think they allow you to do it multiple times. I think you're allowed to download it once, but it saves to your computer, your desktop, your laptop, whatever, forever, right? Now you take that raw DNA sample file and you can upload that on a number of websites that allow for you to take your DNA sample and run it through. So shout out to everybody who was telling me over the weekend, that's dope that you found that you 98% West African, but if you take your raw DNA sample that they sent you and you run it through the African ancestry websites, they're going to be able to pinpoint it even closer and tell you what tribe. I was like, oh, word? All right, so let me do that. So I did it. And whoo, what I found. Woo, what I found. Watch this, y'all. Watch this. I'm so glad I changed my mind and decided to do my DNA. Watch this, family. All right. Bam. So I took my DNA sample and I ran it through my true ancestry. My true ancestry. And when I ran it through my true ancestry, something significant popped up on the screen. And what was that? Well, they were able to tell me, they were able to show me that the closest tribes that I have a blood relationship with in Africa are the Lemba in South Africa. You might know them as another name, the Lemba Jews. Bantu I had already known from African ancestry. Mandinka, I already knew I was from the Mandinka. Sub-Saharan, I mean, yeah, we know we Sub-Saharan, the phenotype, right? Yoruba, I knew that from ancestry. Southwest Bantu and Yoruban, I also knew. So this was dope. But then they got this whole chart, y'all. Then they provide you with this whole chart, this whole map that shows you your genetic ancestors in the distant past and modern populations. So I said, what? Y'all could do all that? Damn, why ain't did this before? So watch this, y'all, because my DNA sample gets more interesting. So now when I look at the DNA map, look at what the DNA map was able to show me. My PCA analysis on my DNA map showed me that I have blood relationship with Ethiopian Jews and even some indigenous Ethiopians. The gray areas on the map represent distant relatives far out in the past. So it says Bedouins, Egyptian, Moroccan, Yemen, Jordanian, Puerto Rican, a Puerto Rico, oh! Biaka Pygmies, Lemba, and the Bantu. And I said, wait. You mean to tell me some of the people that I had on my DNA map are from the very regions where Africans are identifying as Jews, such as the Lemba, such as the Yoruba, such as the Ethiopian Jews? So I said, damn, that's deep. And so I began to share some of those results over the weekend. But unbeknownst to me, the results of the test get much deeper than what I showed anybody online. So you guys are about to see something right now that I never showed online over the weekend. This is brand new. Going through the website and going through and toggling through all of the areas of my DNA map, I didn't know that there was more to show. I thought what I shared with y'all was everything. But apparently, it wasn't everything. Watch this. So I said, let me play with this website some more and see what else they can tell me. So I came out of my analysis summary and I went to my haplogroup analytics. And this was very interesting. Y'all let me know if Mighty Hebrew's in the room. I don't know why it is. I don't know if YouTube likes me and him tagging up. Whenever Mighty Hebrew is on my page, I can't see him. And no, I don't have the brother blocked. He's never been blocked on my channel. But for some reason, when the Mighty Hebrew is on my page, I could never see him. So I tell you what, Mighty Hebrew, I am going to share the live stream link, and I'm going to put it in the chat room right now for you to join us, all right? And I'm going to ask the moderators to reshare that again for you so that you can rejoin us. But while we're waiting for Mighty Hebrew to join us, I want you guys to take a look at this, because this right here was crazy. So what I first saw over the weekend again showed me that I was related to the Khoisan in South Africa, as well as the Yoruba, all right? As well as the Yoruba, which we know that the Yoruba represent many people who claim descent from the land of Israel, as there are today people in Yoruba land who identify as Yehudim, as Jews, all right? As soon as I see Mighty Hebrew in, I'm going to join him in, all right? So I said to myself, that's interesting. Let me click on something else. So I clicked on my haplogroup analytics, and look what came out, y'all. My Y-DNA breakdown. This is my Y-DNA breakdown of any royal blood that I may have. This is my Y-DNA breakdown of any royal blood that I may have. And it was interesting to look at this. And I'm not going to tell y'all all the royal blood that this right here talks about, but I'm going to tell you that when I clicked on my royalty breakdown here, where you see my arrow, where they focused on what was the greatest royalty as far as they was concerned, I clicked on it and I couldn't believe my eyes. 100% ancient Egypt. 100% ancient Egypt. And I said, whoa. Now you can't be an Israelite and an Egyptian. So what's this about? You can't be an Israelite and an Egyptian. So what's this about? So what it says is that I have a distant ancestor who was an Egyptian royal. He doesn't have to be a king who sat on the throne. It could have been a queen. It could have been a noble. It could have been a priest. But it belonged to the body of an Egyptian royal. How did I know that? Because I went diving more into my ancestry. And I saw this. And it dropped my jaw, y'all. I clicked on where it says DNA Spotlight. And highlighted in the far right in red was my relationship to a very specific Egyptian mummy that was DNA tested and belongs to the Middle Kingdom era of Egypt. I said, that's interesting. So let me scroll down and show you guys what this showed up. So it shows that I have a distant relative who was an Egyptian royal. He was not a king. He was not a woman. He was a priest in Egypt. And his name is Khnum Nekht. Khnum Nekht. And I have it highlighted here. Let me blow it up so you guys can see it more. Khnum Nekht, and it says genetic distance 14.282. This was from my mitochondrial DNA, which is my maternal. This was from my mitochondrial DNA, which is my maternal, and it showed that I had a 100% mitochondrial DNA match with an Egyptian priest in Egypt, known as Khnum Nekht. Khnum Nekht. And I couldn't believe it. And then it made sense to me why in the other part of the genetic map that I showed you guys earlier, it showed in the gray shaded area, as I'm going to show you again, in the gray shaded area, it showed you that pull it up again. In the gray shaded area, it definitely showed that in the distant past, I had Egyptian relatives. The gray area represents the far remote distant past. Again, the gray area represents the far remote distant past. But I really didn't know what that was at that time, until I went exploring more on the website, as you guys just saw. And I went into my haplogroup analytics, and I clicked on my royalty DNA, and it showed my connection to an Egyptian pharaoh by the name of Khnum Nekht. Khnum Nekht, which is here. Khnum Nekht. So I said, yo, this is interesting. This is interesting. But I gotta admit to you guys, I'm a very skeptical person. Very skeptical person. I don't just believe things just like that. So I said, let me take my DNA raw sample again and let me upload it to another website. And watch what happened when I took my raw DNA sample and uploaded it to another website. Here's where things get even more interesting. Because as you can see, once again, it shows my connection. Bamoun is in Cameroon, right under Nigeria, right? So it says 90.6% Bamoun, 9.4% Libya, that's in North Africa. 91.4% Bamoun, 8.6% Ethiopian Jews. Again, under that, Ethiopians, 8.6%. Under that, 8.6% Egyptians. This is a completely different website. So I said, oh, damn. It's true then. I definitely have Ethiopian Jew blood in my body. And I definitely have some Egyptian blood in my body from an Egyptian royal, an Egyptian priest. So that was interesting. So I clicked on 2 to show me what else it would show me. And look what happened when I clicked on 2. This is 1, page 1, and this is page 2. Morocco, Sahara, Bedouin, Yemenis or the Yemenites, the Fulani. The Fulani, we know for a fact, migrated from Canaan land. The Fulani, we know for a fact, migrated from Canaan land. Then right there, number 16, it says Jordanians. That's the land of Israel. Sarnetta likes to say, the House of Conscience like to say, y'all ain't no damn Israelites. Do your DNA. I bet you your DNA is going to show you that you are West African and that's it. Stop talking all that Bible stuff. All that Bible stuff y'all thumping, y'all bumping, and y'all jumping gonna come to an end when y'all do y'all DNA. Is that right? Is that right? Because my DNA shows that I have Ethiopian Jews. My DNA shows that I have Yemenites, Fulani, Yemenite Jews. But it gets deeper, right? Let me show you something else. Number 6, line 6, Igbo, right there. Igbo, right there. So clearly on my DNA chart, you see Yoruba, you see Bantu, you see Ghana, you see Nigeria, you see Igbo, you see Yemenite Jews, you see Ethiopian Jews, you see the Lemba. This could be that same DNA test y'all been begging Israelites to get. This could be that same DNA test y'all been begging the Israelites to go out and get, huh? Well, I did it. I took y'all advice. I went out and I got my DNA test. God damn it. And not only did it show that I have relationship to people who are known to be Jews of color, the Lemba Jews in South Africa, the Igbo Jews in West Africa, the Yoruba Jews in West Africa, our Bantu in West Africa, the Lemba, I named them, I'm so happy we're going to say them again. Yemenite Jews, Jordan, huh? But you mean they was even able to tell me, they was even able to show me that I had Egyptian blood in me through an Egyptian royal? that I had Egyptian blood running through my veins from an Egyptian royal. So I had a conversation over the weekend with an elder. This elder is Brother Jabari's teacher, Elder Baba Heru, a great elder. Got much respect for this elder. Anytime we dialogue over the phone, we have such a phenomenal time conversating, such a powerful mind. Uh, there are some things that we share in common. There are obviously some things that we don't share in common, but we have a great desire mutually to see unity among our communities, his community, the Kemetic community, and our community, the Israelite community. And so me and Baba Heru, we talk often behind the scenes, and he's a really, really great elder. And I shared with him at that time what I'm sharing with you guys now, because that's when I discovered it. I discovered it when he called me. Right when he called me, I had just finished going through the website and seeing all of this. And he said to me, you know what, Zion, that makes sense now. I said, what? He said, it makes sense how well you were able to learn and study Egypt. He says a lot of people that, talk Kemet, but don't really know it on a certain level. He said, I got to give you your respect. He said, the fact that you were able to go out and learn Medu Neter so proficiently, he said, that's in your blood. I said, shout out to you, Baba Heru. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And I'm saying to the Israelite community, it's also in my blood to be about this Israelite way of life, literally. So I adjure everybody in the Israelite community. I adjure, once again, everybody in the Israelite community. Go out, guys, and get your DNA done, man. Go out and get y'all DNA done, because this shocked the hell out of me to see that not only did I have Ethiopian Jewish ancestry, but I also had an Egyptian royal. Perfect sample match to an Egyptian royal, a priest known as Khnum Nekht. He belongs to the Middle Kingdom period, the 18th dynasty, which is arguably considered Egypt's greatest dynasty. I said, God damn, that's heavy. So again, I definitely say and suggest that everybody go out there and get your DNA done. For years, I said, I don't need to pay somebody to tell me where they stole us from. But now that I know exactly where they stole me from, and now that I know exactly all the peoples I have ancestry with, that helps me incredibly to piece together my puzzle to know who I am. Above all things, man, know thyself. Above all things, man, know thyself. And surely doing my DNA helped me to know more about myself. So this was great confirmation for me. I already know I came from West Africa by way of the Caribbean. I already knew all that. But I didn't know where in West Africa. I now know. I now know that I have a strong blood relationship with the Yoruba, the Igbo, Bantu, the Lemba, Ethiopian Jews, and even an ancient Egyptian royal, which is interesting because this royal, he wasn't a king. He wasn't the son of a king. He was a priest. Khnum Nekht, belonging to the 18th century, the 18th dynasty in Kemet, he wasn't a king, the son of a king. He was a priest. He was a priest. So I said, if for no other reason other than these reasons that I'm seeing today, I am more than happy that I went out and got my DNA done because I was able to confirm my bloodline relationship with the peoples today who are known to be related to the biblical Hebrews, the Yoruba, huh? The Lemba tribe, Ethiopian Jews, Igbo, huh? This blew my mind to be able to confirm those things. I already knew in my heart that I was an Israelite. But to confirm these things is interesting. And then watch for me why it gets even more interesting, because when I came into this way of life in the year 1994, you know, I always said that I was going to write books. Right? I was going to write books. And God blessed me that I was able to write 5 books. I have 4 of them with me here. But God blessed me, I was able to write 5 books. This is the first book I wrote. It was written and engraved. The second book I ever wrote, Ancient Kemet on Trial. Third book that I wrote, Matriarchs of the Covenant, right? Matriarchs of the Covenant. The DNA of Sound. My other book, The Star of David Controversy, is somewhere around. I just don't know exactly where. But for you guys that know about the books that I write, you know I author all of my books not under my name Zion Lexx, as you guys know me as, right? But I author my books under Avdiel Ben Levi, which is my Hebrew name, right? Avdiel Ben Levi, which is my Hebrew name. And when I came into this way of life, I decided to call myself Ben Levi, son of Levi, because of how studious I was and how spiritual I've always been. For those reasons, I felt a strong connection to the tribe of Levi, the priestly tribe. I don't know for sure that I'm a Levite, but in 1994, when I picked my name, Abdiel, they asked me, what tribe you going to say you from? Because my congregation, my organization, Shema Israel, we don't go by the 12 tribes chart. So most of the people that I was around was Judites. Shout out to Crown Prince, right? Shout out to Crown Prince. Zerishadai, Katan Ben Yehuda, Crown Prince, and his sons, Kemuel Ben Yehuda, Benahu Ben Yehuda, and Akiva Ben Yehuda. They said, man, you a Judite. You gonna be the son of Judah, Ben Yehuda. You a Judite. I said, nah, brothers, I feel like I'm a Levite. I remember their father. Their father is the coolest person I ever met in this world. He said, man, you ain't no goddamn Levite. No Levites don't get no free rides in my truck. So if you talking Levites, you gonna have to get out my truck. You know what I mean? Shout out to Crown Prince. The Judite. I always felt that I was a Levite, going against the grain. Everybody around me was saying they Judah. I said, nah, I feel like I'm a Levite. And what's interesting about that is today I know for a fact that I have ancestry among the Lemba who are known to be Levites. Not just Levites, but the priestly lineage of Aaron. Not just Levites, but the priestly lineage of Aaron. The Lemba Jews in South Africa, their DNA shows the Aaron marker, the Kohen marker, which shows their relationship to the priestly line of Jews or Israelites. And to see that in my lineage blew my goddamn mind. Blew my goddamn mind. Because I always felt in my heart that I was a Levite. And again, I say to you, what's also interesting about this, that I have the priestly lineage in my DNA, the Israelite priestly lineage in my DNA. What also blew me away was my relationship to an Egyptian mummy discovered in the Middle Kingdom period of Khnum Nekht. And he also was a priest, except he was a priest in Egypt. So, when children behave a certain way, we say it's in their blood. We say you act like your father. We say you act like your mama. Why that boy looks so good? Oh, he get his looks from his mama. Why that girl looks so good? Oh, she get her looks from her mama. The things that make us great, we always trace back to our lineage. So me knowing who I am as a very studious researcher and a very spiritual human being, I could definitely now confirm through genetics, through DNA, that I have not just Israelite blood, but priestly Israelite blood in my veins. And I also have blood from an ancient Egyptian priest. If nothing else inspired you guys that you heard or experienced today, allow this live stream to personally inspire the hell out of you today. Go out, guys, and get your DNA done. I promise you, you won't regret it. With that being said, we got a Hebrew class tonight. We also have a Torah class going on tonight. Well, a history class going on tonight, where we're going into the Kabbalistic interpretation of Passover. A Kabbalistic, which represents the deepest possible interpretation of Passover from the pages of the Bible. Shout out to everybody who came. Shout out to everybody who will come. Shout out to all our moderators out there. This is your brother Zion Lexx. I'm signing off and I'm saying, get your DNA done. Peace.
Still haven't tried the Locklicious all-natural hair care product line? Well, let's hear what the Lock community has to say about it.
I love how it sprays and how it fills you guys. Like, it feels so good. And it smells amazing, you guys.
The Lock and Twist moisturizer was really good for me. The hydration mist was phenomenal.
This is bomb, baby. I was really impressed, kind of blown away, and I think that if you're struggling, definitely go check them out.
And check out the 5-star reviews on our website. So, what are you waiting for? Go to locklicious.com to start treating your crown like royalty.
If you want to have a better view on how the Bible looks at women in its proper context, then you should get these 2 books. Matriarchs of the Covenant, written by Abdil Ben Levi, popularly known as Zion Lexx. This is a masterpiece.
I wash my natural hair and my face with the same product because natural hair care is easy. Natural skin care is easy. Don't make it hard.
All right. To everybody that's still in the building, again, a reminder, if you want to sign up for these Hebrew classes, email me ASAP. zionlex@gmail.com. We got a Hebrew class going on tonight. We have a Torah class going on as well. We got a history class. We have several classes. Email me at zionlex@gmail.com. To everybody in the building, peace and have a beautiful and blessed day.